So content creation, live streaming, and some business professional that does voice calling, video calling, and virtual meetings need a camera, right? To make it all happen. But some people don't want to break the bank in doing so, right? So I got a pretty interesting video for you today. I have a comparison battle, right, between two really good cameras at a very good price range. I'd have the new Obsbot Tiny 2 4K Lite, right? And I have the Emeet 4K. Both of these cameras offer some simple features that don't break the bank. So in this comparison video, I'm gonna break it down into 5 categories: build quality, ease of use, features and functionality, video/image quality, and the price. So let's see which one is gonna be King Supreme. Sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video. So what you're looking at right now, right, is me switching between both Obsbot Tiny 2 4K and the Emeet 4K. And I'm recording both of these devices in OBS. So you can see the image quality throughout this video. But let's talk about the specs on both of these cameras. So check this out. So the Tiny 2 Lite has a 1/2" CMOS sensor at f1.8 aperture with a resolution up to 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p 60 frames per second. It also has autofocus and manual focus with HDR support. The Tiny 2 Lite has AI tracking and 4x zoom support, plus desktop support, and also with the new Gesture Control 2.0. So the Tiny 2 Lite is feature packed and ready to go. So let's talk about the Emeet 4K. So the Emeet 4K has a 1/2" Sony sensor at f1.8 aperture at a resolution up to 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p 60 frames per second. Now the Emeet has dual autofocus and manual focus with HDR support, and it has desktop software. This is also easy plug and play with any Windows and Mac computers, and it will also work on video switches that has USB UVC protocols. So the Emeet 4K is a nice addition to the Emeet family. Okay, so let's talk about number one, right? Build quality. The Obsbot Tiny 2 4K is tiny, it's lightweight. It comes in at about 8.8 ounces, right? Now, it looked really on the cheap side. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is where the cost cutting came in for this device, right? But you know what? Once you place it in the position that you're gonna record in, it really doesn't matter. But the build quality is not the best. So looking at the Emeet 4K, it looks much better. It feels much better. It has a bit more weight at about 12.3 ounces. The build quality is a lot better than the Obsbot Tiny 2 Lite. So for me, number one, build quality is going to go to the Emeet 4K. It just built better. And I like it overall. Coming in at number two, right, ease of use. Here is where both cameras shine. If you're a beginner with no knowledge about web cameras and stuff like that, this will work great for you. All you have to do is plug these cameras into your computer, and your computer will recognize it as a webcam. And it don't matter whether or not it's going to be Windows or Mac, it will see it. So if you're going to be in Zoom or OBS, both of these cameras will work. It will work without a doubt. If you got switches, right, it will work under the UVC protocol. So as far as ease of use, I would say both of these cameras are tied. Yeah, it's a tie. So coming in number three, features and functionality. Look, if you want to go the ease of use route, that's fine. But if you want to dig in a little deeper into features, the Obsbot Tiny 2 4K Lite is the way to go. It's miles ahead of the Emeet 4K. The Tiny 2 Lite has deep integration software plus AI tracking features that brings it to the next level. Plus it has hand gestures that also brings it to the next level, which is really nice. Now you can record up to 4K using the software with the Obsbot on your computer instead of using OBS. Plus, if you have multiple Obsbot devices, the software will recognize it, and you could do so much with the software when it comes down to the Obsbot. Now, the Emeet software is a little plain. Now, you do have image controls, and you could change some quality as far as video capability and the zooming capability. But when it comes down to features and functionality, I mean, look, Obsbot wins hands down. The software, the features and functionality is top notch. So coming in at number 4, image quality, video quality. So out of the box, I got both of these cameras set out of the box, no tweaking at all. For me, I like the Emeet 4K over the Obsbot. It's a bit cleaner, it's a bit sharper. It's kind of personal preference. Now, look, this whole talking head video is being recorded. I've been going back and forth so y'all guys can see these cameras in action. So you can decide. But for me, I'm looking at it, I've been playing around with it. I think I like the Emeet 4K out of the box. Now, yes, you can go into this camera software and you can do all the tweaks you need to make them look better to your liking. But out of the box, I believe that the Emeet 4K wins in the image quality department. But again, even though it's winning, you could go into the software and you could tweak either one. All right, guys, so here it is. I wanted to show you guys all low light to let y'all guys see out of the box the difference between the Tiny 2 Lite compared to the Emeet 4K. And as you can see, it's night and day when looking at low light. So here it is. This is going to be the Tiny 2 4K out of the box with no lights on. And this is going to be the Emeet 4K with no lights on. I mean, absolutely like night and day when it comes down to image quality. So when looking at it, you be the judge for yourself. This is one of the reasons why I picked the Emeet 4K for image quality. It's because of low light scenarios like this. Wow, look at that. All right, guys, so this part of the video, I want to showcase both devices' autofocus. The Emeet have dual autofocus, and it's a standout feature that it has, but the Obsbot also has autofocus. So I'm going to test out how fast or how slow each device autofocus is. I have a prop here, so let's go and check it out. Okay, and we get to see the autofocus between both, and you be the judge for yourself. So for me, you have a nice smoother autofocus on the Emeet. The Obsbot look like it snaps in place pretty quick. Listen, autofocus is very important because you don't want to, you want to make sure that these cameras focus on the subject and to keep it in focus. So autofocus is very important. And there it is. So coming in at number 5, the price. Now, I found the lowest prices possible on Amazon. And the Obsbot is coming in at about $170. I will leave these links down in the description below. This is the lowest prices that I found. But the Emeet 4K is coming in at a much lower price at $135. So without a doubt, when it comes down to pricing, I would say that the Obsbot loses this one and the Emeet 4K wins because, again, $170 is the lowest I found versus $135 for the Emeet 4K. So in pricing, I would say that the Emeet 4K wins. Okay, so the Emeet 4K wins this battle, but there's a few things you need to consider. And I'm going to switch to the split screen here so y'all guys can see it. Some things you need to consider. When it comes down to the build quality, once you set it up, the build quality really doesn't matter, but you be the judge for yourself. I'm picky when it comes down to build quality, and I do like the Emeet 4K, so that's why I picked that one. When it comes down to software, hands down, Obsbot wins with the software features and functionality. I would give it to the Obsbot 4K, right? Now, as far as image quality, again, I've got the split screen. Y'all guys be the judge for yourself. I can tell you that I really like the Emeet 4K. It's a bit sharper. It's a bit more cleaner. It's a bit more, it's better. Now, I can tell you this much, right? It's personal preference. The price, got to give it to the Emeet 4K. Without a doubt, the Emeet 4K, $135 compared to the Obsbot 170. I tell you, I would say that the Emeet, when it comes down to price, wins hands down. But overall, you be the judge for yourself. This is Eric the Tech Preacher. I will leave all product links down in the description below. Also, I will do a full review of the Emeet 4K, and I'm gonna dig a little deeper into the software, features, and functionality of this camera. But I wanted to do this comparison video first to see what it's all about. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.